Hi, I'm Shane. I use they, them pronouns, and this is the fourth session of our Urban Shadows campaign organized through the Open Hearth Gaming calendar. You can find out more about that at openhearthgaming.com. We missed a couple of weeks because I moved house. Thanks to the players for being understanding about that. And this week we are down one player, hoping that Stephen will join us shortly. Because when we left off, their character was just about to cleave the demon's heart in twain, or at least try to. And it's going to be have to figure out how to pick up if that's not happening. But I'll ask the players who are here to introduce themselves and their characters, maybe just in the order that I can see people on the screen. So, Zeke, do you want to introduce yourself and Regis?
Yeah, sure. I'm Zeke. This is my first Open Hearth game. I'm playing Regis, who is a college professor, former wizard, and he uses the veteran playbook.
Nice. Let's see, David.
Hi, folks. I am David S. He, him pronouns. I am playing as Cathy, she, her. She is the ghost playbook and currently trying to save her ex husband from the clutches of a vampire. That's pretty much it.
Excellent. And Ethan.
Hi, I'm Ethan. I will be playing Vincente, who is Faye, who is currently disguised as some rich guy. um, uh, for reasons I am not entirely clear on, but probably neither is he, so it's okay.
It was a moment of distraction.
That's right, yes.
Stephen,
Okay.
your timing is excellent. Just to let you know, we are recording. Let me know if that's not okay for you. But do you want to introduce yourself and your character?
Uh, yeah, just as soon as I get this properly working. I am playing Maximus, or I'm forgetting my own playbook now.
The
Uh,
Swarm.
the Sworn, yes, that's the name of it. I'm playing the Sworn. Uh, last time, I mean, I was the one that introduced the plan of Vicente disguising himself as a rich guy because it's all related to drying out the heart of this demon. I did not roll well, and one of the questions I had last time was I realized we had the whole thing where Regis had made a roll, and even though we got a miss on that, we still had one hold, I think, that wasn't spent.
So I checked on this between sessions. Regis can add at most +1 to one roll
Oh,
as holds, and
okay.
you rolled a 3.
Okay.
So
So that's not
that's a
going well.
fail.
Okay. I forgot what the mechanic of that
Yeah,
was.
Yeah.
I can still like save someone from a source of harm, but I didn't get hurt by the demon. I just got possessed.
Well, you vanished, right?
Yeah.
Um, all right. So before we get started, I just wanted to talk a little bit about what my goals are for the session. So obviously we'll resolve the cliffhanger from last time, but there were a couple of wishes last session that were more or less to do with letting the pace slow down a little. So I think that once we've seen what happens with Mammon, I'll try and make some more space for the characters to breathe a little and pursue their own agendas or rest or whatever it is that they do when they're not locked in Mortal Kombat with strange demons. And yeah, so maybe just like think about what that might look like for you, what you might want to do, things like that, if there are particular scenes that you'd like to play out. And my other goal for today, somewhat in that spirit, is that we'll finish today with time passing, which is the kind of downtime phase for the game. So we'll get somewhere that it makes sense to skip ahead a few days or a week or something like that. And yeah, then we'll each do our downtime stuff. For you all, if you want to think ahead, which you don't have to do, if you take a look at the debt and the city moves tab, each of you will get one move that's in the list under what is it? Status 1 city moves. So just something to think about for later. But for now, let's start with Regis. So as Stephen mentioned, you still have one hold from your best laid plans, but the last we saw of you, you were trying to get everyone out of the warehouse, but you were the only one who made it out so far, in that you vanished mysteriously. And
Yeah,
I think,
Maximus has my my demon binding ring currently.
right. So yeah, there's this strange sensation of being transported somewhere, and the next thing that you know, you're sort of, I mean, you'll realize right away that you're in a dream, probably a recurring dream that Regis has. I wonder if he still dreams about losing his powers, or the, terrible winter of 1947, or any of that stuff. What do
Yeah.
you think the recurring dream is?
Yeah, he seems to have like a chronic hero type syndrome. So I feel like he probably is imagining the horrible flooding that happened after he broke the winter. Um,
Mm,
uh, so he's thinking about all the people who got hurt or in the buildings that got destroyed whenever he lost his magic.
okay. And as is, not normally the case with this dream, there's a sort of quiet chuckling behind you, where it sounds a little like someone laughing.
Um, Regis turns around with a deep frown on his face and says, "What's funny?"
Um, and you see this figure standing there, tall and pale and blonde with pointed ears, obviously Fae. Um, doesn't appear to be laughing now that you look, directly at him. Um, he says, "I've heard so many times about your struggle with the Winter Queen. I never thought I'd get to see it through your eyes."
Yeah, was not a glorious struggle or anything like that. It was just something that had to be done. Speaking of the Winter Queen, are you one of her toys?
Huh. Well, I wouldn't put it like that. But there are rumors circulating in the Winter Court involving yourself. I thought it might be useful for both of us to discuss. They say that you're building a prison that could hold even the most powerful Fae. Is that true?
Um, I I guess I think I hesitated, so I think Regis hesitates as well and gives it away. He says, "No, obviously not. That would be uh, upsetting to the balance of power in the city."
Hmm, interesting. And I think there are many in my realm who would not want you to succeed, who would rather see you dead. I think
Yeah,
that you could use a protector.
perhaps I could. Um, but as everyone knows, dealing with the Fae, nothing comes without a price. Uh,
Well, well, of course there'd be a price. I want one of those prisons. I would find it extremely useful. I don't care if it's the one that you're building already, or if you make a second.
okay. Um, One, that was not an easy thing to pull off if I did create it. Um,
It's nice that
so
we've gone from not from I didn't to if I did.
um, so theoretically, even if that was possible, it wouldn't be something that could be done quickly. Uh, who's your target? I know the factions get a little backstabby. Are you looking to move on up? Are you looking to eliminate an enemy of the Winter Court?
I think you should roll to figure someone out.
Okay, sounds good to me. Where are my dice? There they are.
So that's rolling with mind.
Um, That is a 7.
All right. So on a hit, you ask 2 of the questions for figure someone out, and on a 7 to 9, they ask one of you as well.
Okay. So, sorry. Figure someone out.
All right. I'll come back to you, and you can think about which questions you're going to ask.
Thank you very much.
All right. So Maximus, you what would this have looked like if you'd succeeded?
I mean, I would assume that the blade would have cleaved into the heart of this creature.
And so that is what happens. The blade
Okay.
strikes true. The heart is rent asunder. All 3 of you perceive this, horrible shrieking, sulphurous sound as the demon starts to withdraw from this realm to reconstitute itself, or whatever it is that it's going to do. But Maximus, you feel that a sliver of this demon has inserted itself in your heart, somewhere deep inside.
Okay, should I mark corruption for this?
Oh, that is a move for me, isn't it? So I think
Yeah.
it does make sense that you mark corruption for that.
Okay.
How do you react? Do you let the others see that something's happened to you?
No, everything's fine. I mean, and I'm certain if I did let Vincente know that something was wrong with me, we would be, I don't know, hunting a hydra or something by the end of the day.
All right. So Cathy and Vincente, you see Maximus successfully slay the demon and watch it withdraw from this world. What do you do?
Drop my disguise as Elias's patron and whoa, well done. Good job, everybody. Wait, where is Regis?
Oh, right, yeah. I think that would be the first thing I would be trying to figure out is what the hell happened to Regis. I probably feel guilty about it.
When you say the first thing you try and figure out, is there a way that you can do that, or what does it look like to try and figure it out?
I'm trying to get back into kind of what the moves mechanically permit. Studying a place of power, maybe.
I think that this is probably not a place of power now that the demon's been exorcised.
Okay.
It lets you know what their faction's up to, but it sounds like Regis got snatched by someone different, so this wouldn't really help here.
Oh, that's fair. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think the moves per se are going to help with this, although if you have an idea, you're welcome to let us know. But is there something fictionally that Cathy would do?
I think I'm gonna ask Maximus, what did you just do? And I do it in kind of an accusing sort of way.
Are you trying to figure someone out?
I don't think yet. I'm really just kind of offloading my emotion onto Maximus here.
Fair enough.
I am solving Vicente's problem so that he can help me. That's what I'm doing.
You said solving Vicente's problems.
Technically, solving Elias's problems so that he will help. It's a long story. Did anyone see where Regis went?
Well, that's what I was hoping you folks know.
So, Maximus, last time you did figure out that Mammon and Eva were linked somehow. So you might have an idea that that's, that Regis has gone somewhere to do with Eva.
I say then it's likely that Ava may be involved in this somehow.
Oh shit, him. What's well, in that case, I'll go try to find him.
How will you do that?
That is a good question. um, hmm.
Maybe Vincente can make a promise to someone else, and then Regis will have to help him so that Vincente can find Regis.
Well, maybe I'll check in on Regis and then we'll come back and see
Yeah.
what anyone might decide to do. All right, Regis, what was your first question going to be?
Yeah, so my first question was who's pulling Ivar's strings?
So I think that you realize that Ivar is not having his strings pulled at the moment, and that is striking to you because you know that he is, at least theoretically, a servant of the Winter Queen. So for Ivar to be not acting on behalf of the Winter Queen is telling in itself. Do you have a second question?
Yes. What is what's your character hoping to get from the Fey prison?
Well, I think, you can work out that if Ivar's, turned against or turned from the Winter Queen and is looking for a prison for a powerful Fae, he probably intends to trap her. Which is, like a catastrophic event in the world of the Fae.
Yeah.
Like unthinkable. And he gets to ask you one question. What does your character worry is going to happen?
What does the character worry is going to happen? Probably that it'll cause some sort of unbalance in the courts. That it might cause some sort of war between the Fae. If because I at this point before the questioning knew that he wanted to imprison a powerful Fae. So I'm afraid that the Fae courts will go to war or start grabbing resources from the mortal realm. Just that it'll upset the balance.
And so Eva says, well, how long would it take then? You say it's a slow process. I understand you already have one of these things, or near two.
Shane, how long does Regis think it could take?
Yeah, great question. Well, I mean, you have one that's basically ready. So if you betrayed Maximus, you could do it to Eva, pretty much immediately.
That's true.
So I'm just looking at your workshop move. So when you go into your workshop to work on something, the MC tells you, sure, no problem, but, and then 1 to 4 of the following. I mean, I think that you could do it quite quickly within, no more than a week, but that would mean at least the risk that anyone nearby would be exposed to fallout. There's some corner cutting, some strange enchantments. Those things can get exposed.
Yeah, I will.
Safely and more slowly or quickly, but with some risk.
Yeah, I will say to Ivar. Well, do you want it done quickly or do you want it done right? Because quickly, give me like 2 weeks and I can get that done. If you don't want it done right, that's going to be months.
Well, I think the real question is how soon you want the protection to protect you, because as things stand, I don't think you'll last months. And you'll wake up in your bed at that point.
Okay.
So I think maybe, like, unless Cathy or Vicente or Maximus have something in particular in mind, I think, like, I imagine that, maybe you make some calls or inquiries over the course of the evening to try and work out what happened to Regis. And probably it's not until, you kind of come up dry, but eventually you do realize that Regis is just, safe back home. Is there anything that you want to do before you leave the warehouse? I assume that someone might want to check in with Ben Elias about the information that was promised.
Yeah, that would probably be a good idea.
Yeah,
That's the
I
reason we're
committed
here.
to doing that. So I can go back to Elias, and if anyone wants to come with or tag along, yeah.
I mean, I will go since this was the information I wanted to begin with.
So Ben Elias will be at a nightclub at this time of night, like whatever the hippest club in London is in this moment in the 60s. There's probably some band that's about to be huge playing, and he's sitting quietly in a booth at the back of the club, and he will sort of gently gesture the three of you over to the VIP.
Okay.
Well,
Sorry, were you talking to me? There was someone was moving my house. Oh, okay, cool.
No, sorry. Ben Elias looks expectantly at Cathy and Vicente and Maximus.
Well, demons are out of your warehouse. You have Maximus to thank for it mostly.
Maximus?
I sigh.
Yeah.
Yes. Now, if you could be so kind as provide me with the information that I asked for.
What became of the demon? And Ben Elias seems to be looking directly at the center of your chest as he asks that.
I order a drink. I didn't realize that we were trading information about how it got done. I suppose if you want to owe me for that, we can discuss it, but I would rather get my information.
All right. You want to know about the fairy dust in the LSD?
Mm-hmm.
He'll slide a little slip of paper across the table to you. He says, "There's a commune at this address. A woman named Orion Youngblood has been making acid.
Thank you.
Do you want to put a face to a name?
Oh yeah. What am I rolling with?
The circle is... Sorry, I always forget what the circles are. Power.
Okay. That's what I actually need. Da, 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 da. Let's see what I get here. Okay, that's an 8.
On a hit, you know their reputation. Their MC will tell you what most people know about them. Okay, so yeah, I mean, it's a pretty well-known commune in the underground. You didn't necessarily know that there was anything magical going on there, but they have, weird ideas about reorganizing society, about equality, free love, all that sort of thing. Orion is supposed to be, the charismatic leader.
Give a nod. Vicente, if you want to make him any more promises, you know where to find Cathy. I stand and leave.
All right. Cathy and Vicente, do you stay and party, stay and
I mean,
politic, leave?
wait. Do I know that Regis is just at home at this point?
I don't think you do, but you don't have it. If you ask about it, I don't think we need to play out those scenes. You ask a few people, and they can't really help.
Yeah, I'm just determining whether I stay and party or go try to find him and wander around until I discover that no, he's actually been at home the whole time. Because if I don't, then I do actually try to go look for Regis.
Okay. Cathy, is that for you as well?
Yeah, that works.
All right. Maximus, was there anything else that you wanted to do with your evening?
I mean, I was supposed to check in with my masters, my employers, but I don't know if you wanted to play that out in a scene or wait until or handle that in as part of the city moves.
I mean, I think that Desmond Beecham would be pretty offended if you tried to visit him late in the evening.
Yeah, that's what.
He's a business hours type.
Okay.
All right. So then it'll be the next day. Maximus, you have a solid lead on the Fey acid. Regis, you know that Eva is making moves against the Winter Court. And Cathy, I know that you're interested in pursuing your anchors some more.
Right.
Does anyone have a particular scene that they want us to start out with?
I'm trying to remember. Didn't Cleopatra say she would provide me with my the dagger if I were to
So she's promised to give you the dagger if you keep Maximus away from her meeting with a meeting that she's protecting for Eva. But that's still a few days away.
Okay.
Well, Maximus, maybe we can have you meet with Beecham then, since he has requested your presence.
Yeah.
All right. So, I mean, I imagine that the meeting is in some sort of awful, gentleman's club with extremely expensive leather armchairs and cigars
Sure.
and so forth. Does that sound right?
Yeah, that sounds fair.
What, what do you see in the club that, shows that this is a place of magic and not just of privilege?
I think I think that like it has I think it's hunting trophies. I think its hunting trophies are for magical creatures that have been like hunted to extinction in the British Isles at this point.
Oh, that's awful. That's great. All right. Well, Beecham will, I'll call you over. Maximus, thanks for attending. I have a job for you. Not to put too fine a point on it. We have a potential new recruit and initiate to the order. I'd like you to, look into them, confirm that they'd be a suitable candidate for the order, or whether there's anything that we should be concerned about. It's a gentleman named Gunther Crowley, an exorcist of some renown. And you, Maximus, will recognize this as the name of the leader of the cabal of evil exorcists who figured in some of the backstory stuff.
He's been a presence in the city for some time. Is there a reason that suddenly he that the order needs him now?
Well, the order doesn't need him, but he may need the order. His little circle of exorcists seems to be collapsing, and he has some items of significant power. We might bargain that membership in our order is worth those items.
I nod. I see. So when you say that we want him, what we want is the resources he has access to.
Well, I mean, perhaps he has some talents of his own if he acquired these things. I'm interested in the man, but if the man is an unsuitable candidate, then certainly what he possesses would be a welcome compensation.
I'm just looking here. I'm remembering what I have. I can look into him. Are there any is there any information about his current whereabouts?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure Beecham can. I think
I think I asked for like some information about like where about general, information about the target and things like that, and we don't have to play that all out.
Yeah, he sends you over to his assistant who'll handle all of that side of things.
Yeah.
And you get that sort of information. All right. Regis, I'm curious about what you might be doing today, given everything that's unfolded, that your friends might be looking for you, that you might be looking for your friends.
Yeah.
You might be avoiding your friends.
No, I think I'll be looking for my friends. Um, I don't know if any of them have like car phones. I might call up their car phone.
There are no car phones.
um, yeah. I Yeah, I disappeared, which is pretty startling. So I feel like they deserve to know where I am and what happened to me. So I don't think I know where Vicente hangs out. Um, but um, Maximus, I know from the literary magazine debacle. So I feel like I probably have a good contact with Maximus. Um,
I
and
think we can assume that you know where each of your like the other PCs hangs out.
okay. Um, I think I'd probably want to contact Vicente then, to because Vicente knows the Fey courts of the area.
So Vicente, where does Regis find you?
Um, in the park, like across the street from my apartment, flirting with some passing girl who is should be annoyed with me, but isn't. Because that's basically the extent of my fake glamour, on a regular basis, is that things that should be annoying don't automatically annoy people.
Nice. It's a very useful skill.
It is. But I,
Yeah, I think Regis
immediately.
barges up and probably interrupts you with the girl.
Yeah. Oh, hey, Regis. I was going to find you, I swear.
Yeah, no worries.
Um,
I just thought people might want to know that I wasn't dead.
yes, yes, that is very good to know. I did hear that you weren't dead, but what happened?
Um, has the mortal girl left?
Sure.
Okay. Yeah. Regis looks around to make sure nobody's nearby and says, Ivar contacted me.
Uh, Cathy mentioned something about that he was somehow mixed up with the demon.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that. What did he have? What did he want with you?
Um, well, I've done a favor for Maximus recently, and that's been getting around and kind of ruining my reputation. Um, I believe I asked Vincente about how I could like fix my reputation previous episode.
Oh yes, you
Um,
did, and I don't remember what I said to that, but
um, yeah, so uh, Ivar seems like he's making a big play. Um, so I don't know. Do you have any um, information on maybe who Ivar is opposed to, or um, do you want to do something to him because he seems like a problem? And I mean,
yes, yes. As a matter of fact, I do.
okay,
He is a threat. He's very ambitious. He's not. He's also very. Well, he doesn't always think through his ambitions. Um, so I mean, I don't think it would be good if I think he wants to take over, and it would not be good. I mean, it would be somehow worse for both humanity and the Fae than the Winter Queen.
that was the impression I got. Yes.
Uh, so yes, I would like to do something to stop him.
Um. Okay. Well. Um, I am not going to help the Winter Queen. That's a non-starter. But I don't know if you want to. You could slip the information that he's gunning for her around. If you could gather an impartial observer to come whenever I'm fulfilling my favor to Ivar.
That's an
I
excellent
mean,
idea.
that would screw me over, so I would probably need some help from the Fey side to make sure that I don't have a bunch of heat on me. Um,
That that is an excellent idea. I like this idea. I will find somebody. I'll get the word out. I don't know how effective that'll be. I'm not. Well, it depends on how many rumors he's already started about me. But at the very least, I can find someone to be there as a witness.
okay. Yeah, I appreciate that. Um, yeah, we've got a couple weeks before he's going to start, sniffing around, I think.
Okay.
Um, on a semi-related note, you don't happen to know a very uh, isolated place where I could do some experiments without worrying about, uh, observers.
Uh, I mean, so out of character, it seems like I should in character, or I guess also out of character. Do I need to roll something for that, or to know something?
Um, I don't know if there's a move for like. I mean, you can hit the streets to get what you need. I'm not quite sure if that's what's happening.
Um, see.
I don't feel like that's
Oh,
a
I didn't
great
take that.
idea for Cathy.
I mean, it's also like an active church, right? Like when you say you want somewhere isolated, I'm not sure that, where the worshippers go on Sunday is a great choice.
Yeah, probably not.
um, on the other hand, there's probably like an empty church somewhere,
Yeah. Yeah, I don't
like
know how
just
that.
falling down. That hasn't actually been bulldozed yet.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that could work. I don't
Maybe
know
it's
if
been on fire, but it's still standing.
yeah, I don't know if
Like
like the
probably still
energies.
from the Blitz, right?
Yeah. I
Yeah,
don't know if we've fully
Still
cleaned
not
up.
quite rebuilt.
something far enough out and you know less important that hasn't been. So like, I'm not sure if the vibes of a place that has been bombed are good, but
Yeah, I don't know how that would help deal with the energy of the ritual, but
All right. So yeah, you know of this church abandoned. Maybe so. Maybe like homeless people sleep there, um, but somewhere that could work for this. Um, all right. I want to check in with Cathy. Cathy, did you want to commune with one of your anchors, or is there something else that you'd like to do?
You know, I mean, the main thing that I have kind of going right now is this sort of mission that Cleopatra's given me to prevent Maximus from coming to this um, meeting, but that's a ways off, so I have some downtime. Um, unless I want to get off on a sidetrack, following up on Mammon or Mammon and try to get rid of them even more than we have already. I'm not sure what else to do except commune with anchors. So I guess I could do that.
Yeah.
Might as well.
So
Um, Yeah,
I mean, the knife is with Cleopatra, so I don't think you can commune with that unless you want to go back and talk to Cleopatra some more. Um, but is there another? Well, which of the anchors do you want to spend some time with?
there's a different anchor I could spend time with. Um,
I mean, there's Thomas, there's the
yeah, that's
church,
what I was
and there's a
about to
music
say.
box.
Now, when you say commune with, how does that mean I have to interact with him?
Well,
Or is it just kind
he's
of stalking
unaware
him?
of your continued existence, right? I think you can. I take it. Well, I mean, I guess it's for you to define what it means in the fiction to commune with an anchor. I assume that it means, spend time in that space or in the presence of that object or item or person.
Okay. Um, yeah, let's say that I just haunt him for a while. There's a part of me that really wants to reveal myself to him, but this doesn't feel like the right time. Um, it's just not appropriately dramatic. So, so can I maybe try to haunt him a little bit, and maybe even if this doesn't necessarily do anything mechanically, maybe there's like some kind of sense that there's something off in his place whenever I'm there. Maybe the TV starts to like static flicker, or the radio starts to glitch out a little bit, the lights sort of dim, just that kind of thing. Something maybe just cold spot in the room, something like that.
Mm.
Maybe just to kind of give them the feeling that something's off.
Well, let's talk about how you're going to manifest as you do this, because unless you mark trauma, you have to be 2 out of 3 of heard, seen, and touchable. I assume you're not going to be seen because that would pretty dramatically reveal yourself to him. Um, does that mean that you're going to be audible and capable of being touched, or do you want to mark trauma to instead just choose one?
Well, my move manifest says that people can't sense or interact with me unless I manifest. So
Oh,
by the
yes, you're right. Sorry, you're right.
yeah. So I mean, I guess it's really your discretion whether I would need to manifest in order for the lights to flicker and all that kind of thing.
I'm
But
into it. Do we think
I think you
that
might
this?
need to let it out if you want to do something like that.
oh, is that how that works?
Yeah, you like can control the machine or vehicle by possessing its mechanical form.
So I think there could be 2 ways to take this. So one would be to let it out, like Stephen suggested, and have control over the machinery and electrics in the house. I'm also happy if you want to say that this is something that you can't control and that always happens wherever you go when you're not manifesting.
Hmm. I kind of like the second one better because if I use let it out, it always marks corruption. And I don't think this is worth taking corruption over.
I mean, corruption's not really bad at this point. Like, if you max out your corruption track, you're just going to add to your stats or something. It's
Okay.
only
Well,
it's only long-term bad.
all right. We'll tell you what then. Let's commune with him. And I guess I can let it out during this. So would that be 2 separate rolls? One to let it out and another to commune?
Yeah, so start by rolling to let it out, and let's see how that goes.
Okay. And we don't have a dice roller to speak of here, so this is
That's
just
right.
me. Okay. So first one, let's see what we get. Raw
Well,
numbers is
great.
6, but my spirit is +3, so that's a 9 for let it out, I think.
All right. So on a hit, you mark corruption and activate the ability.
Okay.
Um,
And the
and I'll
ability I'd be using is
make this.
taking control of a machine by possessing its mechanical form.
Yeah. So, but in the spirit that you described of making the lights flicker and the house sort of perceptibly haunted,
Yeah, I might
Um,
do like some little subliminal flashes of my face on the TV just for spice.
okay, so I have to tell you how the effect is costly, limited, or unstable. I think it is costly in that you are terrifying Thomas. That whatever you hope to get out of this, he is really acutely distressed and unhappy. Maybe trying to call for help, but the phone's just ringing out. So whatever you were hoping, it's not quite as you'd imagined.
Yeah, he doesn't feel a sense of um, uh, pleasant sentimentality towards my memory right now.
That's not what's happening for him.
Yeah.
And do you want to, yeah,
Now,
even
now,
though,
now, do I do the commune roll?
well, he's freaking out a bit, but
Okay.
you're still in proximity with your anchor. So go ahead and roll with spirit again.
Okay. Let's see what this one gets me. 12 total.
Oh, nice. So on a 10 plus, your communion reveals a way the anchor might be resolved, and you clear your trauma track.
Oh, the whole thing. Cool.
Um, all right. So what does that look like? Like, Thomas is freaking out, but you have this like nice moment of communion with him. What is, how does that play out?
I'm going to go to him and rest my hand on his heart.
Nice. All right. Well, we're at the top of the hour, so let's take a break here as Cathy shares a nice moment with Thomas, and we'll find out what happens in 10 minutes. I can hear that someone's having a cup of tea and it's making me wish I'd made better use of my break. All right, just while we're waiting for David to get back, Maximus, are you planning? You've got a couple of sort of things on the table. What were you planning to do next?
Boy, that is a lot. Yeah, I know there's a lot. I guess my main. I guess I will be. Oh, did that affect my role at all? No. I do need to look into this thing with power that they want me to find out more about. And I was trying to think of what the best way of pursuing that would be. Let's see. I only have Mark that owes me a debt, so that wouldn't really be that helpful.
I mean, some of the research stuff could happen between sessions as a city move for like time passing.
Yeah, but like So I guess what I do want to know is like what did I find out about like in terms of leads on the Exorcist side of things.
Yeah. Do you want to put a name to a face?
Oh, for the Exorcist?
Yeah.
Okay, sure. That's a 9.
All right. So you know what people know about them. So, I mean, it's definitely all over that the Exorcist circle is falling apart. That, Gunther is the real talent in the circle, that the others are just sort of hangers on. But, he's not he's not a leader. He's not naturally charismatic. People don't want to do what he says, even if it would probably be in their interest to do so. And yeah, some of his minor flunkies have been trying to run off with the spirits that they've captured and things like that. And you certainly, you get the names of a couple of the flunkies, both relatively loyal, which at this point is as loyal as they get, and completely disloyal.
Yeah, I guess in that case, I will try to I will try to reach out to one of these possibly traitorous, well, Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out within like the moves of the game, like what is supposed to happen here. Yeah, you know what? You're right. That might be stuff that happens in like the big picture. I have some plan. I have some direction. I can take that now. I guess I will then. I guess I will then continue my investigation because I have some big picture stuff I could do using the city moves. I think.
Okay. So when you say continue your investigation, you mean in the city moves, or is there something else?
Oh no, I mean continue my like the other option, which is I'm gonna try to approach this commune. Are they in the city or outside of it?
Yeah, in the city.
Okay.
Are you going to go alone?
Oh. Uh, I will. I guess I will reach out to Cathy about this.
All right. Well, I will just finish out the scene with Cathy and Thomas,
Yeah.
so that makes sense. Cathy, you share this, this moment of intimacy with Thomas, and you realize that what you would need to do to sort of move on, not to forget Thomas, but to resolve the sort of uncomfortable spiritual connection that you've had since your death, is that there needs to be a tangible symbol of your moving on. If you were to leave, you've still worn your engagement ring since your death. If you were to leave that here with him, then he would know that it's your spirit that's been visiting him. It would quiet his concerns and it would help you to move on. I don't know if you're ready to do that, but that's the realization that comes to you.
Well, let me think on it.
And you also clear your trauma track if you haven't done that already. Oh, you have.
Yep.
Good. All right. So as you think on that, you're contacted by Maximus. He probably meets you in the park a while later.
Sure.
And we'll come back for that in just a sec. Vincente, what have you been up to? Now that you know that Ivar is around and on the loose.
Yeah, do I have... okay, so I probably do have a way to, like, wander around the dream world myself. And I have not, like, established a way that I do that.
No, I think we established that it was, like, unusual that Ivar and Anushka can do that. So I don't know that you necessarily can.
Okay.
You could ask Anushka to help you with it. If you have... I think you had a debt on Anushka.
I think I do. Let me see. Do I? Yes, I do. Yeah, I'm going to try to see what he's been up to in the dream world. So I'm going to go to Anushka and offer her... offer to... Let me see. What was it she wanted me to, like, leave her alone? Great. Offer to leave her alone after this one time.
I mean, not so much leave her alone, but, like, trust her and stop being overprotective and having your friends creepily follow her around.
Right. That's right. Okay. Yes. So I will totally promise to stop having my friends creepily follow her around. If she will let me into the dream world via her mind.
Okay, and just like outside, like out of character, what are you planning to do in the dream world? Like just wander around looking for Eva, or? Like, what's the?
I'm hoping there's some way I can like track him and get a sense of what he's up to. I don't necessarily want to like confront him.
Okay, so I think it maybe makes sense that we treat it like the dream world in its entirety, or at least some part of it, is a place of power for Wild and for
Okay.
Eva in particular.
Yeah, that makes
Um,
sense.
Okay, so I guess since you're cashing in a debt,
Yeah.
she'll do what you asked. Where do you meet Anushka?
Let's see. She probably lives in like a dorm. So I think I ask her to come to my place.
So Vicente's reputation will surely precede
Yes.
them, and
Yes.
he will. Sure, she'll go. I think we established that she'd slept with you before, so she's probably not totally surprised by the invitation.
I think actually she is someone that. That's a good question. I did save her from Ivar once. That's why I have the debt on her.
Yeah.
I think maybe I don't remember if she's the one I said this about. Like she actually rejected me, and I was like,
Ah.
actually, that's kind of cool. Like,
Okay. Well, in that
like,
case,
like that. This made me more interested in her, but not more interested in sleeping with her. Just more interested. Like it made her interesting to me.
yeah. So in that case, she's gonna like arrive at your place, rolling her eyes a little bit, like, really, Vicente? I thought we'd move past this.
Yeah. It's I swear I'm not going to try anything. Which you definitely didn't need to know that because I'm going to ask to it's your I want to get into your mind, not your pants, okay?
That might work on some girls, but I know you too well.
No, look, I am not going to do anything with anybody who isn't into it. There are plenty of people who are into it. I'm not desperate.
All right. Well, I mean, I can't imagine that you've asked me here because you decided you want to learn about Marx, so it's got to be the dreams, right?
Look, you can tell me about Marx all you want, but yeah, it's the dreams first. After the dreams.
All right. Well, why don't you go ahead and just roll to study a place of power?
All right. 8 plus what am I? Mind, I think.
Roll with the circle that controls it. So roll with wild.
Okay. How do I have -1 with wild? I am wild. Anyway,
because
7.
you hate it with Eva. That's why. So, sorry,
Oh, that's
7,
right.
did you say?
Yes.
Was that a 7?
7. Yeah.
Yeah. On a hit, you'll see below the surface to the reality underneath. The MC will reveal an area, NPC, or item located within that is not what it seems. So tell me about, like, what are Vicente's dreams like? Like, when you enter the dream world, what do you see?
What are Vicente's dreams like? I think you know how some people say most people dream in black and white, and that's actually like less common, or that it started to be less common with the advent of color television. Um, I think that it's the opposite for Vicente. I think it's like everything is just super hyper colored, in just glowing. It's like everything is made of neon.
Yeah.
And everything is loud and confusing in a way that, like, I think Vicente has no trouble finding his way around, but like for anyone else, this would just be this would make about as much sense as trying to navigate through a rave, but just like an endless rave with no walls around it.
Yeah. And I think that what you perceive as you look specifically like in this context is it has always seemed like boundaryless and infinite, but now there are bounds to to your dreams. The neon doesn't extend forever; it extends very specifically to a cold and drab and black and white and grey little, I mean, ice house of some kind sitting on the border of the dreamlands, and it can only be where Ivar has made himself at home.
Ooh, okay.
Do you plan to confront him now, or did you just want to know where he was?
I mostly want to know what he's up to. So I think there's really no obvious way to find that out other than to ask him. So, no, I will go. I will go to his little ice house.
All right. Well, we'll come back to you in a minute.
Okay.
Regis, uh, when you went to check out or ask about this abandoned church that you thought might be a good spot to hang out, you learned that it's been taken over by werewolves. Like, not especially organized werewolves, but there's a pack of werewolves who just needed a place to crash and decided that an abandoned church was a good choice.
Great.
So, what do you do? It doesn't have to be in response to that in particular, but that's something.
So, is there a opposite court? Is there like a summer court to the winter court? Is it like an Sealy unsealy type thing?
I mean, there's got to be at least one other court, right?
Vincente is not in a court, correct?
Vincente is like from the Winter Court, but at this point, it's
Yeah.
probably fair to say not like of the Winter
It's-
Court exactly.
Kind of in not in good standing, particularly with the
Yeah.
Okay. So I was thinking I have one of my things that I can do with my workshop is I have the true artiste thing move where I can create, if I publicly present a valuable or rare gift I've created to a status 2 NPC, essentially it'll help me out in their circle or I get a debt on them. So I was thinking maybe I could find like a powerful a status 2 or 3 NPC who is of the opposite court as the Winter Queen. Because I know I should just tell the Winter Queen, but I'm not going to tell the Winter Queen. So I don't know if maybe I could start getting in with them.
Okay. So, what would be the valuable or rare gift?
Yeah, I don't have anything. Yeah, I don't know if I should I don't know if I want to do that in my workshop. If I don't know. I don't know if I need to like roll for like understanding the faction first, um like maybe do hit the streets to try and figure it out, or I don't know.
Yeah. So, you're thinking of kind of hitting the streets to find out what, like, who in the Summer Court might be worth, like, trying to connect with?
Yeah, essentially.
Okay. So, who are you going to?
Let's see. So, I haven't created any NPCs yet, so I should probably create an NPC, but I'm having trouble. Maybe it's another like skeevy fae like Kai. But this one, instead of selling fairy drugs, collects names, because there's that like gimmick where like fairies
Yeah.
will, if you give a fairy your name, then they have your name. So maybe they're like a fake identity person, and they create fake identities out of the names that they've taken from people.
Nice. So whatever name they go by obviously isn't their real name, but what do you
Yes.
call
Sorry, could you repeat the last bit?
them? What do you call them?
Shifter.
Fair. All right. Well, Shifter is in wild, so go ahead and roll to hit the straights.
Yeah, this isn't going to go well. But you know, dice can be nice sometimes. Hey,
+1.
that is. Let me double check my current wild.
It's 1.
It's 1.
Mhm.
Nice. So that is a 10.
On a hit, they're available and have the stuff. Okay. So Shifter can definitely tell you the name of someone in the summer court who, you know what, like an up and comer who's, you know, not at the top of the court, but is, you know, in the circles of power and might be able to get word to to Titania or someone like that directly.
Okay, thank you.
And I guess you also wanted to know what sort of gift they would want.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know. Does anyone have an idea for what a cool thing that a Fae might want is? I think that, you know, in your discussion with Shifter, it comes up that you spent some time with Eva in dreams, or at least that you visited the dream world. And the Fae that you want to contact would like like some sort of artisanal work that's sculpted of the dream stuff itself.
Okay.
Which certainly is something that you can use your workshop to create or try and create. But I'll come back to you. So, Cathy and Maximus, you were potentially going to meet up to think about checking out this commune?
Yeah, Cathy knows communes, correct?
Let me see, is my mic on? Yes. Member of one, actually. Sort of. Has a good friend in one, anyway.
Wonderful, because I needed some help looking into a particular commune. You might have heard of it, and I forget the name of the NPC, but I mentioned her. If, like, I guess
Orion.
Cathy wants to also know if she knows them, put a name to a face. I don't know.
Yeah, Cathy, do you want to roll to put a name to a face and see if you know Orion?
Yeah, might as well. What's the stat that's associated with that?
You roll with their circle, so in this case, that will be power.
Okay, that's just a flat roll for me, so let's give it a go here and see what we get.
And sorry, Regis, I think you can mark wild for having rolled to hit the streets with them.
Thank you.
And I did get a 10.
Oh, nice. So, you know some useful information. On a 10 plus, you've dealt with them before, learn something interesting and useful about them, or they owe you a debt, your choice. So yeah, you know Orion. She is, I mean, by all reports, I mean, you know the same stuff that Maximus did, which is that she's renowned, charismatic leader of this commune, has grand ideas about the new age that we're entering, wants to be part of bringing that to fruition. Do you want to learn something interesting and useful about her, or do you want her to owe you a debt?
Let's learn something noteworthy here.
All right.
Unless it's easier to just have her roll me a debt, I can cash that in.
I mean, it's definitely easier, but if you wanted to learn something interesting, we can work through that.
That's fine. She can just owe me a debt.
Okay. What does Orion owe you a debt for? Maybe you kept the police away once?
Yeah, there we go. Yeah. So I probably distracted, kept the police away from the commune, something like that one time. Perfect.
Okay, so I guess that means you also have an idea of the layout of the commune. So even before you get there, you can tell Maximus, this is where the sleeping quarters are. There's a big sort of kitchen area over here where they, make the lentil stew. There's, and a big outdoor area where they soak the blotter paper to make the acid. When you were here before, there was nothing especially, occult or arcane about the drugs, but word on the street is that may have changed.
And you said their name is Orion?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, Cathy, will you be manifest as the two of you arrive, or?
Yeah, just in the non-trauma forming kind for now.
Are you visible and audible, or what?
Yeah,
What two?
yeah, visible and audible.
All right. So, Maximus, you've learned a bit about the commune and the leader. Are you just knocking on the front door, or how are you approaching this?
I mean, if I have Cathy here with me, that was my plan.
Yeah, sure. So yeah, some random hippie will open the door and let you in, and lead you somewhere that you can speak to Orion, and she'll arrive soon enough. Flowing clothes and long hair. Happy to see Cathy again, and I'm not so sure about Maximus. Maybe a little standoffish at first. Welcome to you both.
Oh boy, am I just gonna rack up more corruption? I might as well. I nod my head. Hello. Elias Ben Ezra sends his regards. I'm here about striking a deal for the order, and I am totally once again. I just really misuse my power all the time, don't I? That's the only thing I do. I'm once again pretending to represent the order for when I'm just here for myself.
Yeah. I'm not sure I'm so interested in your order, but what is it that you want?
We're interested in your produce. After all, Elias says it is the best that can be gotten. What's your secret?
Well, it's no secret. And she'll just lead you out to the sort of big warehouse area where they have these sort of expansive pools of chemicals that they're soaking blotter paper in. And it's immediately obvious that there's a ring of mushrooms or toadstools that surrounds the chemical pit, and the smell of fairy magic in the air.
Oh, I mean, I'm definitely studying a place of power now.
Yeah, you are.
Let me give that a roll. Let's see what I get. That's an 11.
So, I mean, I don't know that there is anything in particular here that's not what it seems. I feel like the fairy circle with the acid in it is what you get, but you can ask a question um, about the circle.
Hmm. I think who have they cut a deal with in Wild to make all this happen?
It's Eva, and
Okay, so
it's
okay.
immediately it's immediately clear to you that like Orion is talking in grand terms as she shows you all this about breaking down the boundaries between the worlds and the old ways of doing things and ushering in a new age, has this extremely utopian idea of what this is all about. But you know that it's Eva that's done this, and you know that Eva's interests are not at all utopian or consistent with her. That there's a terrible betrayal brewing or something like that. Um, and we're getting towards the end of the session, and I do want us to get in our city moves. So, is there anything else you want to get out of this scene, or will we maybe move to time passes?
I'm good on my end.
I think I'm gonna just try to make one more play, and then we'll see how that plans out, and I'll leave it there. I lean in close to her and say, I should let you know that Ava's already made overtures to the Order about selling this entire place off to them. And I'm trying to mislead her.
Okay, go ahead and roll with mind.
Yep. That's a 12. Unfortunately, it's not advanced.
Well, you can pick 3.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't necessarily need to pick from the list, but what are you hoping to get out of this?
I mean, I'm hoping that I'm hoping to appear like the person that is the trustworthy one. I'm creating an opportunity. I am going to confuse them for some time, and I'm exposing a weakness or a flaw.
Okay. So it works, and I think maybe we can leave the scene there, and you have this strange new connection to the hippie fairy drug ring.
Yeah. Should I mark another corruption since I also I guess not. I'm still lying. It's one lie.
It's the same big lie.
Yeah, one big lie.
All right. So I'm just thinking, Stephen, do you have an opinion about whether we should do the end of session moves first or the city moves first? I guess the city moves first makes sense. It's not quite the end of the session. All right. So I'm going to ask each of you to make one of the status 1 city moves from the debt and city moves tab. This reflects, something like a week is going to go by in the game here. All of you, are going to go about your business. The factions are also going to go about their business. But if it's all right, we'll go left to right across the keeper. If Vincente is okay to make a city move first.
Yeah, I would like to try to weaken someone standing.
Who's standing?
Ivar with the Winter Court.
All right. So what sort of rumor and gossip are you going to spread?
I think I'm actually going to be honest to the best of my knowledge, which is, third hand and shaky and yeah. And is based on something that Ivar told Regis. So who knows how accurate it is, but yeah, I'm going to put out a rumor that Ivar is planning to overthrow the Winter Queen.
Yeah. Awesome. So roll with your status with wild.
Which is -1.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna get me killed.
Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, that's a 4. I'm sorry.
A 4.
That's a 4.
On a miss, your target traces the stories directly back to you and catches you in a vulnerable spot before you can react. So I think we'll hold that consequence for next time. All right. Let's see. Who's next across the keeper? Cathy, what city move would you like to make?
And they're status 1 moves, right?
Yes.
Let's see. Um, let's put out the word.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to put out word to my circle that I need. Um, am I allowed to ask for favors or just broad assistance, or does it need to be a tangible, like, material object?
Well, what are you thinking?
Well, I was thinking that I could maybe see if an NPC or someone might support me in carrying out my mission for Cleopatra.
So you want someone to help you distract or like
Yeah,
what are you planning to do?
yeah, distract Maximus, right?
Mm-hmm. So the plan is to just distract him. It's not to like that. That's sort of what you're envisaging.
Um, yeah, I mean to prevent Maximus from coming to the meeting in some form or
Yeah.
fashion.
Okay. Um, so I don't know that that is going to work because on a 10 plus, it shows up in the hands of an ally. It's yours for a debt. Like it does seem like that move envisages something. On a 7 to 9, it ends up with a rival. Uh, on a miss, the thing shows up on your doorstep with wicked strings attached. I mean, maybe it does make sense that those are things that could work. Um, okay. I think like the favor that could, depending how you roll, be an ally, a rival, or an enemy of some kind. Um, go ahead and roll with your knight, aren't you?
Okay, yes. Oh, double sixes is 12.
All right. On a 10 plus, it shows up in the hands of an ally and it's yours for a debt. So, yeah, maybe for next time, just think about who the ally in your circle that you've called on for help and who's agreed to help you is. I don't know if we quite have an NPC that fits that.
Got it.
For
Thank you.
Maximus, what city move do you want to make?
I am also putting out the word. I am trying to, now that I know more about his situation, or do I want to? No, I'm not going to weaken his standing just yet. I'm going to put out the word to try to get the exorcist. I would, or let's see, what conflict? Would this be more interesting? No, I'm going to put out the word. I need a meeting with the with this powerful member of power. I want to see who can get me a meeting with him.
Okay. So you're putting out the word on what you want is a meeting with the
The exorcist.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead and roll with, I guess, power.
That's a 12 or no, an 11.
Nice. It'll show up in the hands of an ally. So yeah, maybe you can also for next time think about what ally can arrange the meeting for you
Okay.
within power. And Regis, what city move will you make? Are you muted?
Sorry, I was muted. Yeah. So I'm going to do put out the word as well. I'm part of Mortalis, so it'll be with Mortalis. I am hoping to get some wards for my place. Maybe not actual magic, but like I don't know, some iron lead paint or something. So like because like hunters are part of Mortalis, so I don't know if there's like a hunter who could help me with my safe house because I really don't want to be assassinated in my sleep by the fairies.
Okay, so you want someone to help you ward your home against the Fae.
Yes.
Fair enough. Roll with Mortalis.
Okay. Oh. Okay. Let's see. So that is 7 plus. Sorry. 7 plus Mortalis is 1, right?
Yes, that's right.
Okay. So 8.
All right. So it's going to end up with a rival who wants a favor or a gift in addition to a debt before they hand it over. So maybe if it's all right, I'll message you on Discord between sessions and we can flesh that out a little more.
Definitely.
All right. That's our first time passes. That's nice. So I'll do my faction move between sessions, which means there'll also be some faction activity, and we'll see what that looks like. We're going to do now our end of session moves. So, sorry, I'm just looking for it. At the end of every session, decide if you've grown closer to a circle you engaged with this session. Increase your score in that circle and decrease your score in a different circle. Tell the MC how your relationships to these communities have changed because of the events of the story, and mark one of the 2 circles. In addition, think about any debts you may owe or debts owed to you. So let's go back right to left across the keeper. Regis, tell us about which circles you might want to mark. Or
Yeah. So it's hard. This session, I mostly just interacted with Faye. I've got with Wild. I mean, so is it an option to not change anything, or do I have to change one?
Yeah, you don't have to change anything, but you'd also be giving up a chance to mark a circle.
Oh, that's true. Maybe since I reached out to contacts in Mortalis for help instead of relying on my typical fairy bullshit, I take one down from Wild and add one to Mortalis.
All right, and I assume you're marking Mortalis as well.
Yes, please.
Awesome. Maximus, what about you?
I think I'm definitely increasing with power. And wait, so Ava, she's a vampire, but does she work for Wild or Night?
Wait, Eva the Fae?
Okay, sorry, I was confusing her with Cleopatra, right? Yes. I think I will. Okay. I think I'll still go with. Sorry, I'm just thinking now. I was getting a little bit confused about NPCs. I think I will increase Wild, I guess, and in that case, since I'm more aware of what's going on there, and I feel like I have not really been reaching out to Mortalis this session.
Okay. So you're going to take an advance as well?
Yeah.
Do you know what advance you're going to take?
That's
fine.
I'm kind of getting towards it to becoming status 2, so I'm gonna take another status, and I think I'll mark a status in Wild. I think I'm unknown. operator there.
Oh.
I killed a demon. I killed a powerful demon, so you know.
Uh-huh. All right, awesome. Thank you. Cathy, what about you?
Muted.
Sorry about that. For me, I was thinking of taking up Mortal because of my scene with Thomas. And also, well, no, just to see with Thomas, really. But maybe taking down Power because I'm kind of alienating myself from them by taking actions against Maximus.
Yeah, I think that works. Just for like future reference, like regular humans aren't part of Mortalis generally. Like Mortalis is like humans or mundane, mortals who are connected to the supernatural in some meaningful way. I guess Thomas is pretty connected to the supernatural, so that probably works. But yeah, generally ordinary humans aren't part of Mortalis.
Okay. I mean, is it okay if I just change nothing then? Because that actually feels more fair in light of that.
If you don't want to change anything, that's okay. It does mean that you're not marking a square that will get you closer to an advance.
Yeah, I'll take it up. And then who was Orion? Because I did a circle move with them, put a name to a face, right?
Yeah.
Does that check a box?
Yeah, it does. You're right.
What circle is Orion in?
Power.
Power. Okay, got it. So then I can check power, and then I can also check Mortalis because I am ticking them up.
Okay. Yep.
Okay, I'm good.
Great. And Vicente, what about you?
The only people I interacted with were either Wild or Mortalis, and I already have both of those checked, and their current state feels fair. So
Okay.
I'll leave it alone.
All right. Well, I will end the recording here, and then we'll do stars and wishes. Thanks, everyone.